This is Corbin. He just came in on Friday. We're recording this on Monday. And he's here because he's giving the owner a hard time. He's acting up to get out of working. In the process of this video, he bucks, rears, runs forward, runs backwards, spooks. He tries every trick in the book to get out of work. And we're going to talk about what we're doing to work through these things. I believe he's 9, if I remember right. Very nice looking horse. It's a real stout horse. I bet he's probably 1,400 pounds. He's a real thick horse. Really good looking horse. But he's got an attitude. And as you see, Robert just got on him. And the first thing he's going to do, he's going to ask if he's going to wait, just kind of walk around. And then when he figures out that we're going to ask him to do something, he's going to start surging forward here in just a minute. And that's his first trick that he tries to get out of work. And all of these things are real intimidating to the owner, and that's why we're going to see if we can get him worked out. There he's kind of balking a little bit. See if we can get him worked out so that I think he could be a nice horse if he just had a little bit better attitude. Now he's acting spooky. Tail up, prancing around like he's an Arabian. He is a quarter horse, very nice bred, running quarter horse. And we just got to get this little bit of attitude under control. And all the things that he does, it can get pretty bad pretty quick. There, he's ignoring Robert completely there, seeing if Robert's going to take charge, acting like he ain't even there, just prancing around, acting like he's scared of something. There's nothing there to even be scared of, nothing there to be spooky of. He was just turned out in this covered arena this evening before. So pretty much all Robert's going to ask him to do is to walk and steer. That's really all we want at this point. He's wanting to prance around, acting like he don't know what we're asking for. Now what Robert's going to do when our go-to always, we want to go forward in a circle. We've talked about how important that is. When we first get on a horse, we always want to go forward in a circle. We need the forward to get the feet moving, and we need the circle to establish some speed control. So you'll see here in just a little bit when he starts doing some bad things, we're going to kick him forward. That's what we want. When he goes forward at a reasonable speed, Robert will get soft. And we have to build in a little bit of work ethic. We want to be kind of balanced to where we're asking him to do a little bit to help work on the attitude, but also getting soft when he gets nice. You can't have one without the other. You can't just sit there and pet him till he's nice. We have to ask him to work, and then we have to get soft. Now he's figuring out that the prancing wasn't really working. The acting spooky wasn't really working. He's going to start trying some new tricks here in just a minute. And you see his ears is flicking back. He actually keeps a pretty soft body through all this. Now he's going to start trying to run through the bit, and Robert's going to turn him into the wall so that we don't want to just end up running forward in a circle. By turning into the wall, that forces Corbin to kind of listen to Robert, and it also keeps the speed under control. This is really good for working on their brain when they're wanting to just ignore the rider, tune the rider out, and do what they want. Now he's got to have some go. The whole time Robert's working him, pay really close attention, because he's going to still stick with the ask, a tell, and a demand. There was a little hop up like he was thinking about bucking. Robert's going to kick him forward in a circle. Another little rear. Robert's going to kick him forward. We have to have forward, and we're going to always maintain ask, tell, and demand. Ask nice to go forward. Tell him. And then right then, you saw Robert kick on him pretty hard. That was demand when he acted up. You can't just sit there and pet that quiet. You're not going to pet that and make it go away. There's going to be repercussions when he acts up. And kicking him forward in the circle is what we're going to ask him to do. Right thing easy, wrong thing hard. All we really want to do is walk and steer. All he has to do is walk and steer. He does more than that. He does any negative behaviors, we're going to make it like work. Right there, he's wanting to kind of run through the bit again. Robert's not asking for that trot. Corbin is just kind of trotting off. Every time Corbin trots off without being asked, Robert's going to turn him into the wall. Now Corbin's kind of fussing about being turned into the wall. So we're going to turn him into the wall some more. If he just walk nice, Robert will get soft and just sit there. Now he's going to fuss about going forward. Another little buck and rear. So what we're going to do, demand forward. Demand forward. Pull his head to the side and push him forward. We have to have forward. And it's really hard to push a horse forward that's almost wanting to run through the bridle like he was doing a minute ago. But we have to have that to fix this issue. And I'm sure there's going to be somebody putting in the comments, oh, he's hurting here, he's hurting there, he's lame there. This horse was just checked out by a vet. There's nothing wrong with him. This is nothing but pure attitude. Now he's trying to back up on Robert. Robert wants to kick him forward. Another rare. You have to have forward here. Have to have forward. Got some forward. Robert got soft. That was a tell to go forward. We're going to ask, tell, demand. If you don't answer on the tell, we're going to go to demand. Now right here, I'm going to cut this section out, and this section can be viewed by our Patreon viewers. If you're a Patreon member, you can go to Patreon and you can see this section of demand that I cut out. It's not going to be in the YouTube and Facebook versions. So now we work through that demand part to get forward, and now we have forward. A little bit of a prancy trot, but we actually have a little bit of speed control here. Much, much better. Now you see he worked through demanding forward, and we actually have a better horse here. He's still giving us some issues, but because we didn't give up and we got that forward and we pushed him through that, he's actually being better now. If you're not a Patreon member and you would like to see that section where we worked on demanding forward, you can go to Patreon and join, and you can watch that section of the video. That is really what fixed this horse's issue. Starting to get a decent walk here. And like I said a minute ago, if he'll just walk and steer, we're going to be nice. If he doesn't have his mind on Robert and what he's asking him to do, Robert's going to send him forward in a circle, turn him against the wall, give him something to do. If you have a performance horse that you'd like to send to be trained, whether that's for reining, working cow horse, or ranch riding, send me a message and we can talk about getting that set up. This is the time of the year where they need to be getting ready to show, and we can be getting them finished out and show in reining, ranch riding, or working cow horse. I show in all three. Actually, we'll be showing at the NRCHA Celebration of Champions next month, and I'll let you know how that goes. Looking forward to it. Now, as you see, as Corbin gets nicer, he actually gets pretty nice. He's going to get nice, even nicer than this as the video goes on a couple more minutes. But as he gets nicer, Robert stays soft, and Corbin actually has some pretty good steering here. He's got some buttons. He was starting to get off of Robert's legs. He was starting to steer with a nice soft rein. But if you don't have a willing attitude, you're not going to get any of that no matter how good the training is. Nice, that was nice. Head was a little more relaxed. Robert was able to be soft with his hands. There we go. Good. Nice bend. Robert lifted his left hand. Corbin bent to the left. Walked a nice little circle. These turns against the wall like this are really good for getting a horse to want to lock in on the rider and lock their mind in, listen to what they're doing. It takes away some of the distractions, which I've talked about. Distractions can be good, but in this situation right now, we want him to think about us a little bit. And we get worked through some of these bad behaviors, then we'll work through asking him to listen to us while there are distractions. He tried to use, if you remember right in the beginning, he tried to use acting like there was a scary something, a distraction, to get out of work. So to begin with, we want to take away that excuse, get him working good, and then after we have him working nice, then we'll put the distractions back and expect him to continue to work nice. A little bit different than what I've done with some other horses, like Arabians, that their minds are just kind of all over the place, kind of ADD. I will give them distractions on purpose, and that actually helps them focus. And with Corbin's case, if I would have done that, that would have just given him more excuse to not listen. Different situation, different horse, a different way of thinking, and a different way of applying a tactic to get the horse to pay attention. There, we're getting a little bit there. A nice trot, nice turn. Robert's actually controlling that speed. Much nicer trot there. I think Corbin's going to end up really nice gaits. Of course, I hadn't seen the lope yet, but his trot's pretty nice. Now Robert's just going to walk him around the arena. If at any part of this Corbin starts to act up, then Robert will take him back to the wall. But really, we're giving him a chance to be good here. If we don't give him a chance to be good, then we won't ever know what we got. We can always go back and work on it again. Robert asked him to come back to a walk off of the reins. Up until that point, he was turning into the wall to get the slow down because Corbin was just pushing through his hands. That time he picked up his hands, and Corbin actually went from a trot to a walk off of a cue. Nice improvement. There we go. His ears are relaxed. They're not locked on Robert as much as I'd like them to be, but they're flicking around a little bit. Definite huge improvement over where we started. I don't know. We're going to have to work him a few times to really see how much of this we have to go through each time we get on. I'm hoping that if we go through it for just a 2 or 3 times, it'll start to go away. And it's going to be a balance there between being soft and letting him be good and asking him to work. We have to ask him to work, which asking him to work is going to bring out some attitude. But we also have to reward good behavior. It's not going to work to just get on him and just trot and lope him for an hour. That's not going to help his overall mental state. We want a good mental state. We want him to want to do right for us. So we have to balance asking for work with being nice. A lot of that is going to have to do with a nice, quiet, calm warm-up, a little bit of work in the middle, and a nice, quiet, calm cool down, just like what you see right here. Just walk him, relax. Really being smart about what we ask him to do. So I'll work him a few times, and we'll put some videos up, and he'll have a playlist. I'll have a link to his playlist here if you're watching on YouTube. Until next time, thank you for watching.